So we need one, we're looking for one more, but we can get started, and when we get to Kaddish, we'll maybe hopefully someone else will join us. Um, and should we ask them to take the notes?
Right, yes.
So
This one, not the one on the back. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. If you want to start filing in, and of course, you're welcome to take any siddur you want. But this evening, we're going to be page calling from this one. Okay. So, and they're on the back too.
oh, here's Carol. All right, we've got. So. I think after that, you got to start everything.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It is such a pleasure and honor to be back in Manchester and Israel again. And despite the weather, although, as a Canadian, it's just a little snow. Very interestingly, on the highway, like coming up in New Hampshire, there were these big electronic signs that said, "Beware the winter storm." And I kept thinking to myself, this can't be considered a storm in New Hampshire. It's just snow, right? It's just some snow. Yeah.
Tomorrow's 45 degrees.
And there you go.
It's a pseudo storm.
It's a pseudo storm. Okay. All right. About the roads. Shabbat Shalom, and to our friends on live stream, Shabbat Shalom. We're going to get started this evening with Kabbalat Shabbat. For those who are here, I think I said it before, we're going to be using these white siddurim, and they're on the table. Let's start with Kinei Matov, how wonderful and good it is for brothers and sisters to be coming together.
Kinei Matov Manayim Shabbat Achim Gam Kinei Matov Manayim Shabbat Achim Gam Kinei Matov Shabbat Achim Gam Kinei Matov Shabbat Achim Gam Kinei Matov Manayim Shabbat Achim Gam Kinei Matov Manayim Shabbat Achim Gam Kinei Matov Shabbat Achim Gam Kinei Matov Shabbat Achim
Our service begins, Kabbalat Shabbat, on page 12 with Yiddi Nefesh. On page 13, we continue with Psalm 96, Shir Lebanon.
Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shir Adonai. All hearts, Shir Adonai. I will sing unto God a new song.
On page 14, or Zabura.
Or Zabru Allah Tzadik, Uli Shrei Le'ek Simcha, Simchu Tzadikim Adonai, Ve'odu Le'zecher Fosho.
At the bottom of page 15, we continue with drum and roll.
Romelu, Adonai, Elohei, Tuvehi Shachayim, Ha'arko Mosho. Romelu, Adonai, Elohei, Tuvehi Shachayim, Ha'arko Mosho. King. Cantor, Adonai, Elohei, Romelu. Cantor, Adonai, Elohei, Romelu. Romelu, Adonai, Elohei, Tuvehi Shachayim, the heart of Show. Romelu, Adonai, Elohei, Tuvehi Shachayim, the heart of Show.
On page 17, we continue with Mizmor LeDavid. We welcome the Sabbath bride, the Sabbath queen with Lecha Davi on page 19. And just a note, as we approach the final paragraph, we rise facing towards the doorway to greet the symbolic Sabbath bride.
Shamor v'zavor v'tivur echad Hishmianu el hamiuchad Adonai echad U'shemo echad L'shemo tiferet v'nivrat לקראת כלה. בני שבת יקבלה, לקחת אותי לקראת כלה. בני שבת יקבלה. יגידו שמאל, תפרוסי, ואת אדוני תריצי. אל יאיש ונרצי, ונשרפה ונגיבה, לבד אותי לקראת כלה. בני שבת יקבלה, לבד אותי לקראת כלה. בני שבת יקבלה. אוי ושלום עטרת מעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה. זוכרני עם סגולה, בואי כלה, בואי כלה. לבד אותי לקראת כלה. בני שבת יקבלה, לבד אותי לקראת כלה. בני שבת
The mid will be seated now in the middle of page 20, Sadikatamon.
Eres Balvano, Yegiska, Shitorim, Lehet Adonai, Bechatzrot Eloheinu, Yafriku, O Yeduhon Besema, Deshenim Verananim, Elo, Dehani, Yashar Adonai, Turi, Velo Havlatavo.
We continue now with the Mourner's Kaddish on page 113. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shnei Rabbi Be'alma v'yifrach v'yotei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei v'chol Beit Yisrael v'agala u'bizman kavi v'yimru. Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbi mevorach ve'olam olamei amaya. יתברך וישתבח ויתפעל ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי בקודשה וברכו לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה גם מכאן בעלמה וימלאו אמן. יהי שממה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל וימלאו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'yimru. Amen. Shabbat shalom. But I'm going to repeat it again, and I'll probably just keep saying it throughout the weekend. It really is a pleasure to be back here. And the warmth of the community and the warmth of this room, it really does heat up nicely. Is felt all around. Well done.
That wasn't the case last week.
Well, whatever was done, it wasn't so warm 2 hours ago either, so well done. Okay. So whatever your New Year's Eve customs are, whether it's PJs at a movie or a more formal gathering with friends or family, as Shabbat drew to a close last Saturday evening, and we transitioned to the marking of the last night of the secular year, the customs likely included the singing or humming along to this familiar tune, and I invite you to hum or sing along with me. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. Now, it's a curious song to sing, isn't it? It's partially in English, partially in a language called Scots language, and it was a poem that was written in 1788 by Robert Burns. So why do we still sing it? And what does this song really mean? Now, Old Lang Syne translates in English to old long since, and it means something akin to times gone by or for the sake of old times. And the poem addresses old acquaintances and the memories associated with them at the end of the year. It begins by posing a rhetorical question. Is it right that old times be forgotten? Now, if we think back on 2022, for me at least, there are some parts of the year that I wouldn't mind to have forgotten, right? Like, I'm okay with that being done. But if we throw away those bad memories, we also throw away some learning opportunities that came from them, the sweetness and the blessing of interactions and encounters and growth experiences. So as we consider that question, and maybe you're still considering it, is it right for these old times to be forgotten? We close one chronological chapter, and then we begin a new. Our answers might be something like, what is this? It might be a call to remember long-standing friendships, to reawaken them perhaps, and symbolizing these endings as well as new beginnings. Now, why did I have us sing this? Because we all love old music. Whether it's centuries old or even just a few months old, the tunes we enjoy most are inevitably and unavoidably the ones we already know. Music has a power to capture thoughts and feelings from the past and send them streaming into our present at the sound of just a few bars. It's not unusual to find ourselves moved by an old song that we've sung for years. And if it's a religious or Jewish melody, we might even feel freshly connected to our Jewish identity through the ages and in our present lives. Musical memory might be easily triggered with a few, if any, reminders. But what we don't yet know are the new songs. It takes inspiration and new energy to write them and learn them. So the Torah reminds us again and again, and we just sang this a little while ago. Cantor Marc was leading us on the guitar, and we sing it often in different points in different prayer services. the beginning of Psalm 96, Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash, and it was the English that you used was
Sing
from,
unto God all the earth and its song.
right, so it's to sing unto God a new song, sing all the earth unto God. And we say this is the amazing thing about it, is that it's not just in Psalm 96, it's the beginning of Psalm 98, it's the beginning of Psalm 149, it's written a few times in the book of Isaiah and elsewhere in the Bible. And we ask ourselves, or at least I ask myself, why do we keep saying this? Why does the psalmist and other prophets keep telling us to sing a new song? It's easier to sing old songs. And perhaps that's just the point, right? What does it mean to offer to ourselves and to offer God this new inspiration? So much so that it brings music to our hearts and to our mouths. Now, King David in another psalm, in Psalm 40, offers us a clue. He had said that he was waiting patiently for God for some deliverance. He was in a dark and despairing moment. He was waiting for God to show him a sign, and God hears him. God rescues him. And one of the things he does for God is that, or that God does for him, is that God puts a new song in King David's mouth, a song of praise. Similarly, when the Israelites were leaving the Sea of Reeds, what was the first thing they did as they approached the other side? They were passing through this miraculous event where the seawater split, and the first thing they did upon reaching the other side is they sang a new song. They sang a new song, it was natural, it was spontaneous, and they sang with gratitude, they sang with pride and deliverance, and they also sang with memory. New songs of praise are appropriate for new beginnings and opportunities. And as long as we feel God's blessing in our lives, as long as we sense the wonder and presence of a higher power in the universe, it's fitting that we not just sing old songs inspired by past miracles, but also that we sing new songs that continue to express our emotions, our desires, and our love for God and one another. On my last visit to Temple Israel, we were at the cusp of a new Jewish year and all the spiritual opportunities and songs it provided. As we now embrace the possibilities of a new year, a new secular year of 2023, may it bring sweetness in the memories of old songs, and inspiration and grace for new ones, for a new chapter, for a new life, for new opportunities. With that, we continue with our Mari service, and we continue as we rise for the Marshu on page 30.
Arefu et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach. Eloah.
We can be seated as we continue on page 31.
Ma'avir Yom, Hevi Laila, Umavdil Ben Yom Ben Laila, Adonai Tzedakah Shemo, Adonai V'Kayam, Aviv Lo Le'olam Vaed, Baruch Atah Adonai, Aviv Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael, Ahavat Torah u'mitzvot, Tukim u'mishpatim, Otanu le'mahadeta. Alkein Adonai Eloheinu, V'shofreinu u'chumeinu, Nasiach b'chukatcha, V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, U'b'mitzvotecha, Le'olam va'ed. Ki heim chayegu, ve'orech yameinu, ve'orech yameinu. U'bahem nehegeh, yomam v'layla, yomam v'layla. V'ahavatcha al tisir mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohevah Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha v'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ela asher Anochi mitzaveta hayom alevavecha Vishnantam levanecha v'divartam v'shirtecha v'deitecha v'blechtecha v'terech v'shoptecha v'tevnecha v'shartam lo hayatecha v'hayu letotafot v'neinecha u'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha Adonai Elohechem.
Page 38.
This is one of the texts we were just talking about here.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Mi kamocha va'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar hakodesh. Torah tehilot, oseh feleh, Torah tehilot, oseh feleh. Malkutecha, Rabu banecha, Okei al yam lifnei Moshe. Ze'eli, anu ve'amru, Adonai yimlok, Adonai yimlok, le'olam va'ed. V'na'amar nifadar Adonai et Yaakov, u'gadol mi'at hazak mimenu, Baruch Adonai, thou art Yisrael.
Let's read together at the bottom of page 39 in the English. Adonai, our God, allow us to sleep peacefully and awaken us to life. Spread over us your canopy of peace. Restore us with your good counsel, and save us for the sake of your name. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Adonai, HaPodes Sukkot Shalom, Aleinu ve'al Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Oh, sorry, page 41 for Shabbat.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם בגדולה. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם בגדולה. והניחם בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם בגדולה. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם בגדולה. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם בגדולה.
We rise for the Chatzi Kaddish on page 42.
יתקדש ויתקדש שמי רבי, ימה דברי כרתי וימליך מלכותי, ויכונו יומנו וחיי בית ישראל. בגלה ובזמן כהרים יאמרו אמן. שמי רבה מארה ועולם לא לעלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתהלל שמי לקדושם יברכו. לילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבעתה ונחמתה תמירה בהלמה ימרו אמן.
We now continue with the silent Hamidah, and of course this is the time for silent reflection, offering words of praise and thanks. And if you would like to follow traditional words, just please take note of these pages. It begins on page 67 through 71, and then pages 78 through 80, and then 86 to 91. It's kind of complicated, but you could, it prompts you at the bottom if you could read the bottom print and really it's a time for private reflection.
Shalom Raha Yisrael Tasim Leolam. Shalom Raha Yisrael Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon Lechol Ashalom. Ki atahu melech Adon Lechol Ashalom. Shalom Rav Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tobenstein et Amcha Yisrael b'kol עת ובכל שעה כשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. 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 Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
Page 93, Kadisha Len.
Yikatav Yitkadash Shemei Rabbi Yamad Yigra Kirtei Yamlik Malkutei V'chaya Konim Yom Ekonu Chayetukom Beit Yisrael Ragalav Yizman Karif Yimru Amen Tei Shmei Rabbi Mevarach Yalam Leonei Amaya Yikrak Shabbat Yikar Yirumah Yikaseh Yithatar Yidalev Yidalev Shmei Kedusha Le'elam Yikover Chata B'Shirata Tishbechata Menechel Damram B'Yama V'Yimru Amen Tikabel Sotahon Sotahon B'Kol Beit Yisrael Kodam Avokon B'Shmaya V'Yimru Amen Yehei Shlama Rabba Mishmaya V'Chayim Le'Neviel Kol Yisrael V'Yimru Amen. Oh, say shalom, Bikrama, we are say shalom. Alina Ve'Alcho Yisrael Ve'Imru. Amen.
We'll take a Torah pause for a moment. So, I'd like to take a seat. And we're going to talk about elephants. All right? Elephants? Okay. There once was a group of wise men who happened to be blind, and they developed this curiosity about elephants. They heard of this animal and how exotic and large it was, and they wanted to find out more. So they were brought to inspect an elephant, and each man touched a different part of it. The first man, who ran his hands along the elephant's trunk, said, "The elephant is like a thick snake." The second man, who felt the ears, said, "No, The elephant resembles a big fan. The third man, who touched the leg, said, no, the elephant is like a pillow. The fourth man, who patted the elephant's side, said, the elephant is clearly a wall. The fifth man, who touched the tusk, said, I'm certain the elephant is like a spear. The last man, who felt the elephant's tail, said, you're all wrong. The elephant is just like a rope. Unable to come to an agreement, the men continued to argue and defend their points of view until a passerby came and asked the men why they were fighting. When they told him, he thought for a moment and said, the elephant is a very large animal. Each of you must have touched only one part. Perhaps, if you put the parts together, you will see the truth. The blind men came to learn that they were all partially correct and partially wrong. While one's subjective experience is true, it is only part of a larger truth. The parable asks us to consider the whole elephant, to open our minds to other people's perspectives, or some larger cosmic or divine plan. In our Parsha this week, which we'll chant and learn more about tomorrow morning, our patriarch Jacob passes away, and immediately 11 sons are afraid that with their father's absence, their brother Joseph might try to exact revenge for how cruel and dismissive they were to him many years prior. Joseph assures them that not only did he not hold a grudge, but that he understood with years and experience and perspective that what had happened to him was part of a larger plan that brought him to the blessings and comfort that he now enjoyed. He wanted to hear more about the elephant, clearly. As we begin 2023 in this new year and new opportunity, may we find the courage to acknowledge the limits of our own experience and welcome the perspectives of others. As we then work towards piecing together a whole picture, may we have the wisdom to listen, to look, and to learn the greater meaning of the elephant. And there we go. We continue now with our Mari service as we rise for Elenu on page 111.
Then
remember at this time members of our congregation who passed during the previous year and their families. Sam Klein, Gary Russell, Jack Gibbons, Steve Elbrin, Ben Ray, Bernie Goodman, Sharon Ann Bernstein, Gary Singer, and all those loved ones that we are reciting Yurtzeit for or Kaddish for this evening. The Mourner's Kaddish, page 113. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei haba
Amen.
ve'alma divrach v'yotei ve'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon u'yamechon u'chayei b'chol beit Yisrael v'adala u'bizman kariv v'yuhu amen. Yehi shmei haba mevorach le'olam u'lamei amayah. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'al v'yitromam v'yinaseh v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shmei v'kudashah v'yitruv le'ela mikol berchata v'shivata tushbechata v'nechemata v'amiman v'alman v'yuhu amen. Yehi shlama haba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimlu amen. V'oseh shalom b'yamav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimlu amen. Actually, should we do announcements now?
Yeah.
Okay, so, fantastic, President Josh.
Shabbat Shalom. Rabbi Jen, thank you for coming again this weekend. It's been great. It was a very nice service that you guys did tonight. We're excited for you to learn with you tomorrow as well. So yeah, tomorrow's services again, Rabbi Jen will also be discussing some Jewish ethics, it sounds like, as well. Maybe you'll give a little preview of that tonight downstairs, perhaps, warm us up. But and then we have coming up in 2 weeks, we're having Rabbi Marc come and spend a weekend with us here. He's a candidate for rabbi, and we've been interviewing a fair bit of rabbis that are in the line here, and you know, it's exciting to meet all these people. So we're going to be making some good decisions on the search committee, and Ada Kucher, who's running that, is doing a great job. So thank you to her. And then. Actually, Marc, you're going to be back playing the guitar for us for Havdalah, I think, on the 4th of February.
I'm gonna be singing along with Ari playing the guitar.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's going to be February 4th. And so we did this last year, but we had, instead of having a Shabbat morning service, we're going to actually have a mincha and a Mari, and then a nice Havdalah service with guitar and Ari, and then some nice dinner afterwards. So, and some music as well. So that's on the calendar, so you can find that. And it's helpful to RSVP because then we have enough food. So even if anyway, you can come no matter what. So that'll be on February 4th. And then we have some birthdays coming up this week. Paula Weiner-Beal on January 7th, Ada Kucher, speaking of her, on January 9th, that's just a couple of days from now. Golan Kilchevsky, who's 7, on January 10th. Paul Schill on January 10th as well. Ronnie Councilor McCoy is going to be 17 on the 11th, and then Devin Manning on the 12th of January. And then Pam and Steve are having an anniversary, it looks like, on January 11th. Mazel tov. And it says here 45 years. All right, amazing.
And that's why he's back there.
Yeah, right. But you're still together. That's amazing. All right. Cool. Am I missing anything? Does anybody else? Oh wait, there's a CPR class on Sunday too. I think that orientation. Sorry. Yeah. So Rick is actually going to be doing a little. I don't know, what would you call it then? A tutorial.
CPR and AED.
Right. So we have an AED. We're going to basically on Sunday. This is a Sunday that Marc Philippe will be in town. It's going to be Sunday morning, 10. Sorry, the 22nd. Yeah. 10 o'clock or
12.
10 to 12. Yeah, in the small chapel. We have an AED in the building, and we're just going to have some mannequins here to help us learn in case one of us needs emergency care here in the building, that we have people that can take care of.
Oh, it's so that's 2 Sundays.
Right, 2
Sunday, the Sunday fun day, where, I don't know where Eli went, but Sunday fun day for Eli and those kids his age.
Yeah, we have kids that are kind of preschool age. There's a Sunday fun day once a month. It's going to be that Sunday as well. So Sunday, January 22nd is going to be a very busy day here.
That Sunday,
Sunday
Sunday
fun
fun day is this Sunday.
Oh, it's this Sunday.
Is this Sunday, yes.
Sorry.
Sunday.
Okay.
Sunday fun day is this Sunday, everything else is the 20th.
Okay. It's still going to be a busy day.
Lots of business.
Yes, it's going to be fun. All right.
So I'd like to invite everybody to Wednesday morning meeting.
Yes, the Wednesday morning minions, 7 a.m. every Wednesday. That's a tradition that's been going on for decades, like 40 years. Longest running continuous minion in New Hampshire. North of Boston. That's amazing. Yes, Jeff helps coordinate that meetings every Wednesday morning. So got the time, come on. Yeah, there you go. All right, well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom. And before we proceed downstairs for some food and breaking bread together, which is always such a pleasure, another moment of Torah. Okay, final moment of Torah for this evening, or for the next while. So it's always an opportunity to add a little Torah in. So this one, I was hoping you might have some more children around for this, but you could bring this learning home to your lives. And of course, I want to just say a few words about blessing our children. Birkat Yeladim, which is a beautiful custom that we do on Friday nights traditionally, but it could be done at any time, at any moment. And some of the sources of that come from this week's parsha. So, a few words. On the first Shabbat, after my eldest daughter, Eden, was born, my husband and I, like many new parents, began the custom of reciting Birkat Yeladim, the blessing for the children, and in our case, for daughters. As we say the traditional words week after week, my mind often hums the similar lyrics, which are based on Birkat Yeladim, from everybody's favorite Jewish musical, well, maybe not everybody's, but perhaps the well-known one, of Fiddler on the Roof, and once again, hum along or sing along with me. May the Lord protect and defend you. May the Lord preserve you from pain. Favor them, O Lord, with happiness and peace. Oh, hear our Sabbath prayer. Amen. Now in our Torah portion this week, Jacob blesses his sons and grandsons before he goes on to the next chapter of life or afterlife. And we still use some of those words of blessing, in particular when we bless sons. And we're going to go over those words in just a moment. But what I've always found so notable about Jacob's blessing in this week's parsha is less the details of what he said and more about his process for considering them. So the text summarizes Jacob's words by saying that Jacob blessed his sons, Ish asher kevirchato berachotam. Each person, according to their personal gifts, did Jacob bless them. It's an interesting saying, not often said in the Torah, and it offers us the perspective of what could it mean to think about the personal gifts of our children and one another. When we offer one another our loved ones' blessings, it's wonderful to use these general words and these common words of our tradition to inspire us, as the old song that I referred to earlier. But what are the new songs? What are the personal gifts? What are the individual spirits of one another, of our loved ones, that we love to take into account and personalize our blessings? So with that said, we're going to go to the old blessings for that. And for those at home listening in, and for us here, let's all bless one another. On page 22 and 23 in our books, we see the blessing on the children. And the first words are the traditional blessing that you say for sons. So I see we have some sons in the room. And the words are as follows: Yesimcha Elohim ke'Ephraim u'Menashe. May God bless you like Ephraim and Menashe, which Jacob said to his grandsons in this week's parsha. And then for girls, we say Yesimech Elohim ke'Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah. May God make you like Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. All right, and as we consider, those are the traditional words, but as we consider it, and as we consider blessing one another, what are the personal aspirations that we have for our children, and how do they cater to their individual talents and gifts? So with that, we use the priestly blessing. Cantor, do you have a tune? Would you like me to offer a tune? Okay, on page 23.
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha Yair Adonai Hana v'lecha v'kunecha Yisa Adonai Hana v'lecha v'yasem lecha Shalom 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 V'yasem lecha shalom, v'yasem lecha shalom, 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 v'yasem lecha shalom, v'yasem lecha shalom.
I knew we were going to use that tune. That's my favorite tune, and actually the one I sing to my daughters every week. So thank you. Shabbat Shalom. Let's conclude this evening and then make our way downstairs for Kiddush and Motzi as we come together in continuing our Shabbat celebration with food, with Shalom Aleichem. I think it's on page 118, but yeah.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashem, Malachei Elyon, Amihi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Oahem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Amihi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei
Good view, yes.
I don't travel anywhere else. It was just spontaneous.
All right, yeah.
Oh, okay, good. I came in, so that's good.
Say hi. Did you just come to say hi, or did you come?
How are you? Nice to see you. How's school going this year? Great. Are you going to go this year? Great.
What time do you start?